Hi everybody, it's Catherine from In the Pink Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and happy Wednesday to everybody. Today's project is a little box that holds these cute Russell Stover Santa Clauses. I'm probably going to do one more project with these. These came, I got them at Walmart, but I've seen them at CVS. Any place that carries the Russell Stover candies usually carries these. And there is 40 of these in here for $5. So, if you see them and you want to follow along with me, pick them up. Alright, the box measures 4 1/4 by 2 1/2 by 1 inches. Alright, and I use the Penguin Place bundle, which you get 10% off when you buy the bundle together, the punch and the stamp set. I use the Gingerbread dies for the opening, for the window box. I use the Stocking dies for the fold-over flap. And the Gingerbread and Peppermint Designer Series paper. I also use this cute, it's ruffled, what is it called? It's real red mini ruffled ribbon, and it ties in a bow very easily. I only had to do it one time, and it looks very cute with the ruffles. Alrighty, so what we need for this is, okay, of the DSP we need one piece that is 2 1/4 by 4, and one piece that is 2 by 2 for the top. Alrighty. We need a piece of real red DSP that is 7 1/2 by 5 1/4. We need one of the big tags from the stocking dies out of real red. We need a window sheet that is 2 3/8 by 2 3/8, but you can make it 2 1/4 or 2 1/2. Actually, 2 1/2 won't fit, but you can make it 2 1/4 if you want to. It's just what I had handy. We need some basic white cardstock for the inside of the penguin, the basic black for the body of the penguin, and some pumpkin pie for the feet. And we're going to stamp some of the antlers with cinnamon cider. Alrighty, so let's get started with our 7 1/2 by 5 1/4 piece of real red cardstock. I'm going to get my Simply Scored. We're going to start on the 7 1/2 inch side. And we're going to score at 1, 3 1/2, 4 1/2, and 7. And we're going to turn it to the 5 1/4 side, and we're going to score at 1. Okay, and that's it. Right, I just want to remind you of the Stampin' Up special, which is $125 free worth of products for $75 plus free shipping. You can become a demonstrator as a hobby demonstrator, or if you wanted to start a business, or you can just let the 3 months expire. But for that 3 months, you will get 20% off of your purchases for the 3 months if you decide not to continue. But I would love it if you would join my team, and you can contact me below if you don't know how to sign up on my website. All right, so this is what we're going to do here. All we're going to do is cut the squares, wedge the squares, and cut the rectangle straight. Get rid of this piece here, wedge up, and then wedge there. I forgot to do that on mine. I've been making a lot of mistakes lately. There we go. I wedged up here, but I didn't really take off the bottom. All right. Okay, so our skinny rectangle is on the right-hand side, and we're going to start over here on the left, and we're going to cut to the first score line next to the square, and then just take a little piece, a wedge off of each side of the square. We're going to move to the other side of this rectangle and cut it straight. Got a little bit of tape on my scissors. Okay, and all of this is up to the first score line here. Move to the other side of this rectangle, square, cut it to the first score line, and then we're going to wedge a little piece off of each side of the square. Move to the other side of this rectangle, cut it straight, and then we're going to get rid of this, and while we get rid of that, we're just going to wedge a little bit up into the skinny rectangle, follow it up, and clip a little off the top of the skinny rectangle. And that's it. That part's pretty easy. And this is what your cardstock should look like after you scored it and cut it. Okay, now before we cut the snowflake out of it, we have to put our front piece of DSP on. So the piece that is, let me just see my notes, 2 1/4 by 4 is going to go on the front panel. The front panel of the box is going to be the one that's next to just the side. It's not next to the skinny rectangle, okay? This is the back. This is going to be our front. So we want to put our DSP on there with some liquid glue. Remember, this is the front. You could cover the back also, but because of the tag, it's different sizes, so I just let mine go, and they can look at the pretty stitching if they flip it over. All right. Tissue. All right, and I just want to give this 1 second to dry before we cut it with our snowflake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my black and orange cardstock along with my basic white cardstock and the penguin punch. And we're going to punch this piece that kind of looks like a mermaid tail out of the basic white. Okay. And then the outer body piece out of basic black, which is this side. Okay. That piece. And then we need 2 of the feet out of, which is right here, out of pumpkin pie. 1. Oops. There it is. Alrighty, so we need all of these. And for now, we're done with this. Alright, I'm going to give this a little bit longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my mat. This is my Stampin' Pierce mat. And I'm going to get my Tuxedo Black Ink. And I'm going to do the eyes from Penguin Place stamp set, which is right here, are the eyes. And I'm gonna stamp them right about at the end of where the forehead little spot goes. There we go. All right, and then for the Rudolph nose, I'm going to use Real Red. And the Rudolph nose is right here on the stamp set. Put that there. Okay. Now he's done. Now we just need to stamp some antlers. And I'm going to get some cinnamon cider. And I'm going to get the antlers. Unfortunately, we have to fussy cut them. But I already did that, so we have that piece too. Now that's it for stamping. Alright, now this should be dried enough now. And we're going to get our Snowflake die from the, oh my goodness, I think it's just Gingerbread dies. And we're going to do it with the point going up and down. All right, and we're going to have it about 1/8 of an inch off the bottom on this front flap here. And I'm just going to put some low tack tape, which I'm pressing a little hard because this is older tape. I reuse mine. And then I'm just going to put it through my large machine just like this. It's 6 inches. It's no more than 6 inches, so we don't have to worry about folding anything. Okay, now I'm just going to take this off very gently so I don't rip anything. Okay, and there we have our window, and then you can use this little piece for another project. All right. All right, now we need our piece of window sheet. And what I'm gonna do on this is I'm gonna get my glue dots and I'm going to put them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that these things don't stick up on the outside. Put one here, right there, here, here, there, and right there. And you can put some here all around there. If maybe I'll put one on the top and the bottom too. But it is wrapped candy, so I don't have to worry about it really sneaking out because it's not that, they're not that small. All right. And this way, if you do it this way, you make sure you don't put it on here and have some of them show on the outside. And just when you're putting it down, just make sure you don't go over the score line. Well, this one was a little bit. I'll just push that up and get it off. Get off that little piece that's sticking out. Okay. All right. Now we can put our box together. So we're going to get some tear and tape. I only waited for this to dry because when it goes through the machine, sometimes it will squeeze out some of the glue, and I didn't want that to happen. All right, we're going to put our tear and tape on what's left of our skinny rectangle close to the score line. I'm going to take the backing off with my Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to flip it over, flip the side with the tape over, and then flip the other side to meet it. Now this is our back, obviously, because we don't have our window there. So I'm going to fold the sides and the back, and then this is where we're going to put our tear and tape close to the edge on this one. And I think I'm just going to add another one just for good measure in a bother. Alright, and then just make sure that you squared it up. I don't think I burnished this side, unfortunately. That's alright. Okay, now we're going to work with our tag that we cut from the stocking size, and we need the Simply Scored again, and I want you to put the pointy end to the left of our Simply Scored, and we're just going to score once at 1.5. All right, and that's all we need for this tag, and I'm just going to fold and burnish this. Okay, now we need our 2x2 piece of DSP, the Gingerbread and Peppermint DSP. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to put the tag in the middle here. Just kind of make sure that the same is showing on either edge and keep the point just at the bottom there. And then this is just to make it nice and pointy like this and have the stitching on the bottom. If you want to just do it by eye, you can. But I'm going to tape it like that, and then I'm just going to run this through. All right, and if you don't want to guesstimate where the middle is, you can just cut a full one out of your DSP and then cut 1/8 of an inch off of each of the sides so that it will be matted in here. Alrighty. All right, and then we have to cut our edge, the straight edge, down to 1 1/4. So we need this, we put the pointy edge this way and put the point at 1 1/4 and just cut off the excess. All right. Now we're going to put, let me see how many I put in here. Put 2, 4, I put 8 chocolates in here. Oh, I'll just do that again. I'm going to put 8 chocolates inside. Okay. And then we're going to push with our pointer and squeeze with our two other fingers. And it will seek its own height on the sides. All right. Now we need some liquid glue. And I'm going to put it on the bottom half only, the larger side of our tag. And we're going to close it. We'll put it on, just place it on there, and then squeeze your bag and close it. And just kind of, there's going to be about, I'd say, 1/16 of an inch that the box is a little bit wider, and just make sure it's close to even on both sides. All right, and then you're just going to make sure that the back is on there nicely. All right. Then we're going to take our piece that we cut out and we're going to glue it on the top here. You could also just make, instead of making this top cardstock, you could just make it out of the DSP itself, and then you wouldn't have to do any extra cutting of the paper. It would just be colored. All right. Now we need, these are 2/3 inch Velcro dots. I got mine from Amazon. I think they were $4.49 for a pack, and two of the backs and two of the hooks and 2 of the loops come, 2 sheets come in. All right, I took one off and I'm going to put it with the adhesive to the box, and then I'm going to take the matching piece and put it with the adhesive towards me. I'm going to squeeze my box and just gently push, and then just gently open it, and then you can really, when it's a single sheet like this, you can just give it a nice push, and that's the actual entire box. Alrighty, now we're just going to put together our penguin and put it on. I'm going to get my silicone sheet and all the pieces. All right. Okay, I'm just going to put the inside of the penguin on first. And I usually leave about 1/8 of an inch at the bottom here of black, so that's when it usually is how I like it. Okay, and then I'm just going to put a dot on each side of the bottom to place the feet on. All right. Now, I'm going to flip over the antlers, and I'm going to try to cut just a sliver of an edge to go on each side. I'm just going to try to find a fatter area of the antlers so that I can put a little bit of a dimensional on there. Just cut it really as thin as you can so that it'll fit on the antlers that you cut out. All right. And then I'm going to put 2 regular dimensionals on the penguin back. I'm going to put the penguin on first. I'm just going to put him right here, like he's sitting next to the snowflake. Just like that. And then for the antlers, I'm just going to put a tiny, tiny bit of glue. Just a tiny bit. Just put one little dab and then just move it around. And I'm just going to put the top, the bottom of the antlers just touching the top of the penguin's head. and then just press down the dimensionals. Alrighty. And then I just took the Real Red mini ruffled ribbon and I just tied it back. Okay, that was easy. And then I'm just going to clip the ends. And then I'm going to bring in some more glue dots. I'm going to put 2 on the back. I'm going to place it in the middle of the front of the top flap here. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, my contact information is below, or you can leave it in the comments if you'd like. Think about getting the deal to join as a demonstrator. Remember, if you've never done it before, you can take the deal and it can expire. You don't have to spend a dime. After that, so it's $75 for $125 worth of merchandise and free shipping. So if there's some of the stamp set dies and punches that you've been looking at, you can get it at a good discount. Alrighty, please subscribe. And if you would like to purchase any of these, my address is at the top of the screen. It's linked below, and the details with all the measurements are on my blog, which is linked below also. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Thanks for coming. Bye.